What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? It's SW Live Wednesday. Y'all know what day it is. You know what time it is, and you know who you see. What's happening, everybody? How's your day? Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, May 10th. I'm right today. I'm gonna accept that because I do not keep up with the dates, just the days of the week, because I have to remember that it's podcast Wednesday. So what's happening? What's new? What's the haps, my people? Let me know. We're going to get started with the show. I'm only going to do a quick show for y'all today because I have a lot going on this week. So I did want to pop in and make sure I did my appearance and made sure I honor my viewers with my presence. So welcome. Today's show is a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that. But let's go ahead and bring on the quote of the day, which is, if you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. Author unknown. So if you have any comments, suggestions, responses to that quote, drop them in the comments like we do. And we're going to get into the show because, like I said, it's going to be quick today. I'm going to drop my topics. I'm going to go through them. I'm going to talk to y'all real quick and good. Make sure I get the points across. And then we'll move on for the day. But so again, the quote is, if you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. And what I think about that is just basically about being grateful and having gratitude and making sure that you at least respect what you work for, respect how far you've come. Stop putting restraints and time limits and expectations on yourself outside of the norm. Just making sure that you give yourself the benefit of the doubt, especially when you're giving it your all. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in what we're doing or not doing when we're on a track, on facing a goal, that we forget that we've accomplished even small things as we get to that goal. So I do want to remind y'all that be grateful for where you've come and how far you've come. So that's my spiel for the quote. I want to send condolences to several families that have lost their children, and they're grown adults and things, but it's still their children, their family members. They have children. So in the past week or so, I think 2 or 3 people have passed away that I know personally. And I just want to send out my condolences to the families of those people. If you know them, if you're in touch with anybody, you make sure you love on your people as much as you can, because tomorrow is never promised, y'all. So make sure y'all show the people who you love some love on a regular basis. Okay. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. One of the first things we're going to talk about today is the digital currency. Now, digital currency is now one of the top things that they're pushing in the United States because, the dollar is getting ready to leave. It's about cash is still king. We know how far cash can still take you right now. But there have been machines placed in New York City. Certain vendors are starting to utilize these machines. Certain sports venues are utilizing these machines. But these machines are now taking your cash and giving you debit cards. So the New World Order changes cash to card machines are in place in New York and in several other places, several other venues. And it's happening so much. So it's happening. First, let me just say that a lot of things that have been said, people have been questioning. They're like, oh, it's going to take a while before that happens. This is America. Stuff, just because they may just be telling us about it, doesn't mean they haven't been working on it already. We know that. So make sure that you're getting your mind set to be allowed to accept these changes, because regardless of if you accept it or not, it's going to happen. So you got to start at least putting your mind together to process it, because it's going to get to the point where we don't have any control over our monies at a point. It'll be where they decide they're going to pay us, or we have access. limited access to your own dollars and your own funds. And that's where we're going. That's why has always been king, because you don't always have to have your cash, can be on hand, and it's not always something that people put in bank accounts. People still sleep on their mattresses with their money. So now that that's about to change, and they want to have all this control over what we do, this digital currency situation is live now. And I was watching a couple of different news articles and segments recently on how they're starting to do it. It may be like a $5 fee for you to buy the card. Once you buy the card, you no longer have to pay to load your money. But now you are putting your cash into a machine and it is transferring into a digital currency card. That's where we are, y'all. That's where we are. It's going to get a little bit more. It's going to get so resounding with this that you know how we were the generation that came up on the big desktop computers. Remember that? Where you at some point, like in schools, they only had those big screen computers. Everybody, if you had a computer at home, you had that type as well. And I remember we had one of those at the house, and it had dial-up. So we have come from a dial-up system with the computers. And at that time, if you did turn on your computer and use it, you couldn't even answer your phone. It was just those were the restrictions, because call waiting wasn't around at that time. Then when call waiting started, more things started to progress. You got call waiting, you got call ID, you could block calls, you could do *67, *69. It was so many different things. So from that little area of progression, that took about 5 years, from the first phone system to getting up into call ID statuses and all that, to where you can do call wait and all that. That took its time. We got it. We were that age group that had to deal with that, because before then our parents just had the one line phone. It wasn't cell phones at the time. We were the first cell phone generation. So things have progressed. We've had to accept the progression, but along with progression comes variances that will either slow you down, have you questioning whether or not what's coming next, have you thinking that you dealing with BS. It's a lot of different obstacles that come in changes. So, but this is going to be one that's going to be a sudden change. This isn't going to be that change where we had to wait 10 years for it. It's going to be sudden. So just know it's if you haven't been paying attention, open up your eyes a little bit more now, because you want to know exactly what's going to be happening with your dollars. There's this bill that tells you about how they're going to start cultivating our funds with the ISO 2002. It's a messaging bill where they've already had the banks start to communicate with each other on the financial guidelines of how they're going to be dealing with these currencies once they become digital. So don't sleep. Don't take your time learning it. Get into it, because this is going to be the life that your children and you have to start utilizing. Okay. Now, the next thing, replacing women with trans men. It's happening. Don't act like, don't shake your head, don't get mad, don't get glad. Just know it's in place. There are several things that are going on now that are allowing so many different facets of us to feel like women are replaceable. We know that organs and things determine whether or not you have babies. We know that it's certain things that do that. However, we are in a time where people are against the thought that women are the only people that can have babies. Now, if you identify as a woman, you a woman. If you identify as a lizard, you a fucking lizard. If you identify as a mosquito, I'm gonna knock your ass against the wall and kill you. Is that what we're doing? If you identify as it, are you going to die in the same capacity? No. So stop playing. You cannot do what we do. However, AI, robots, all that stuff is coming into play. It's going to be so many different. It's going to be disgusting, but it's also going to be eye-opening with all this new world order stuff. Okay, I'm only dropping what's about to happen. I can't fill you in on all the logistics. I know what I know, but it's up to us to actually research and learn things on our own as well. Read, it's out there. The information isn't hidden. Replacing phones with access through your bodies. That's another thing that's coming up. The AI certifiable phones are now things that they'll be having in your hand. You will be able to call people from the palm of your hand. And I was just watching a demonstration on that recently, of how one of the creators of this device was actually using it while he was on the platform telling us about it. We watching the video of it, and I mean, it might look cool, but this is something they putting these they implants into your body to make you be able to be tracked and traced. That's what it is. So a lot of people don't want to accept it, but when they got that shot, a lot of those things started triggering those different implants, those different ways that they want to. And y'all went back for the second booster and all those different things. You know, it's not always safe to just do what people tell you to do. Do your research. It's something. Trust me, trust and believe. It's something behind everything. During the supposed pandemic, we had people stopped accepting cash at the time. Do you remember that? And now you all had so much problems with, oh, COVID is in the money. COVID is this. COVID is that. Okay. Y'all doing too much, because now falling into that whole scare system where people can tell you what's going on without you understanding that that's not really true. That is exactly why we are where we are. The fear has been indoctrined into you guys. So that's why you're so easy to fall in line. It's a fall in line situation now. Every time they do something, you just got to fall in line. You got to fall in line. You got over 300 undocumented employees in Miami that's standing around today because our governor said that they can no longer work without paper. Who else gonna build these buildings? Who else gonna go out there and work and do construction for these lower wages and all of that stuff? Who gonna do it? You think white people finna go stand in line out there? How many times have you ever seen a white person out in a strawberry field to fill up the strawberry basket so they can put them in Kroger? Not no time. Whoever owned the farm still have employees. It's like that for a reason. They don't want to do the work. So now you're making people who are doing these jobs, you're making it harder for them. And, you get your documents in order, that's cool. But you have to still realize that even though things have been the way things are going in a different route, they are about to get worse. And a lot of this stuff goes into effect July 1. Replacing jobs with AI machines. A lot of y'all are losing jobs now. A lot of employees are looking, well, for one, not only is it a lack of jobs being out for us now, it's because we're saying that we don't want to work and we want to do this and we want to do that. So now they're forcing us to accept the AI. It's going to, we're making it happen faster just because we're not trying to be residual. We're not trying to let ourselves be the residual people that fill up these positions. We don't want to do it. So now, since we don't want to do it, they're passing it on the robots. So y'all don't, and just like people that don't want to be partners to their mates, they're gonna get these robots and dolls and replace y'all ass. Okay, now think it's a game. All right, so we are in 2023 and we still aren't flying in cars yet, like they said we were doing in 2000, and we 23 years later now, it's still no flying cars, but we do have the drones that's showing up killing people and have causing wars. We have cars that ride and float on water. We got old men being able to marry children, and we got 5-year-olds deciding their sexuality. This is all happening. This is the agenda. So the AI, the children, the replacing women with trans men, it's a whole agenda. The LGBTQ community fought so hard to pass legislation, not understanding that this legislation that and maybe they did understand it, But the legislation that they're passing is going to help also. It's help making them condone sexual battery on these children, because a 49, 50-year-old man ain't got no business saying a 12-year-old should know when she in love. They want to take away the ban on age limits to marriage just because y'all said that a 5-year-old child knows if he want to be a boy or a girl. Y'all said it. Y'all agreed. Y'all let it pass. Because I ain't do it. Trust me, I want a part of it. I can tell you that right now. But these are our children that have to live in this world. My daughters have to go in bathrooms where trans men can now show up. Who's to say that he won't rape them or try? The man that got arrested and was sent to prison, the trans man that got sent over there to that woman prison, a trans woman, whatever he was, got sent to that woman prison, got all the women pregnant. I thought he liked girls. I thought he liked men. It was 3-4 women pregnant behind him being in that prison. So it's not we not the agenda that y'all pushing is really a personal agenda. It's not to make life better. It's not to make things greater. It's to do and push our personal beliefs. That's what your president is doing. That's what your governors are doing. That's what your city commissioners are doing. Nobody is fighting for the right causes anymore. They're just allowing things to happen. That's why I don't like politics. Moving along, the cost of living is increasing, and our food is being injected with the vaccine. Did y'all know about that? If you didn't know, it's happening. If they telling us that it's happening right now, this is what they're telling us. So that means it's been happening. We just the last to find out. That's why y'all back's big, because you don't know what's in your food no more. That's why kids have autism. That's why people have ADHD, because they don't know what's in the food. And we just accepting it. Grow your food. Start. If you can, get it grown. Like, start your garden. You can start it off with herbs and veggies. Do something different. Because otherwise, the rate of our lifespan with this population control is definitely getting slimmer and slimmer by the day. Now, before I go to the next topic, Disney. What's going on at Disney? Anybody familiar with what's going on? Because we know Disney got a lawsuit against the governor right now, the governor of Florida. And because he wants to have complete control over Disney. You know, Disney got their own laws. They got their own zip code. They got their own light. It's a whole different world over there at Disney. But they got them underground tunnels where they traffic in children. So the governor decided that he wants to be in control. The governor, they feel like the government should be in control of a theme park. I feel the same way. I don't feel like no personal person should have that much control. I don't feel like the governor should have the say so in the power, but I do not feel like a whole park should be able to do whatever they want to do. They got their own trash system. They got their own employment system. They have everything. They have their own food system. They have everything that they want in that facility, in that park. And it's it's like 5 different parks in one, because you got Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom. It's like 5 different parks. And they find out they trafficking children through them tunnels. So it's something going on over there, because he stepped in to take over power of Disney, and Disney turned right back around and did a lawsuit. The same with the Rocky Hanna situation. That's what's happening. Everybody want to sue when things are being thrown at them, but if everything that you were doing was right, I know that it's a personal agenda against Mr. Hanna. That's personal. They having a balls fight between the two of them, because that's just male ego. But y'all playing with people's lives and people's jobs, and other people that's having affiliations with that don't have nothing to do with y'all ball fight. So yeah, we have to know who we put in these offices. All these undocumented people, the ones that's documented, they voted for him. They put him in there. And now look at your people. Y'all better think about it. It's consequences and repercussions to everything. What are you doing to improve your life skills and your future with so many changes coming about? Because the changes are coming. So if you the biggest goal right now is to make sure that you're getting your family and your life in order. You need to be making sure that every decision that you make is to better your situation, to better your family, to better your children, to better their futures, because we don't know what the future brings now. It used to be where you got up every day and you had a goal in mind and you knew what you were going to do. You knew you had that set up. You can make a 5-year plan now and it could change in 2 days. So you need to be at least making sure that there are guidelines for how you're going to be moving next, because there is no rhyme or reason to what we will be facing. We know that the digital currency change is happening. We already know that the LGBTQ community is, you know, filling up and getting more things done in their favor because they making it a civil rights thing. We know that they're going to be replacing the phones. We know that they're going to be replacing jobs because it's happening. Everything that they said they were going to do, they're doing it. They're doing it. You got where you gonna fall in line at? All right. So I just want to drop off a few of those little bits of this and little bits of that, so you can have some things to think about, so you can start working on a plan, getting your mind together, getting your world in order, getting your kids taken care of. Come up with something, because all the having the money up under the bed, I wouldn't move it, because it's still going to be some bartering going on. It's still going to be things that we're going to have to utilize those funds for. So keep it there, but make sure that you are coming up with a plan for your family, y'all, because it's going to get very, very much more serious. Things are going to happen that we have no control over. All the changes that we've experienced within the last 3 years, that's nothing. We got more to come. Thank y'all for tuning in today. And I always appreciate y'all so much. I like y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all next Wednesday. Gen Z will be back next month because they're going to continue the conversation on parenting styles. They're going to come on here and talk about the parents, how their parents raised them. We love to hear from the youth side, the youth point of view, which is why I started that segment, to make sure that we gave them their spotlight to shine, because we don't need to just hear what parents think. We need to know what the children think as well. So y'all tune in next month for their episode. Next Wednesday is graduation. Is it graduation next Wednesday? No, the Wednesday after that. So next Wednesday we'll be back with the Queen segment, and then we got graduation for my baby. I got a baby who about to graduate. That's my last one. But I will see y'all then. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Thank y'all for checking me out, and I will catch y'all later. All right. Peace.